So I just built this AI lead generation agent that could scrape up to 100,000 leads at once, then writes a detailed research report on every single person it finds. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how I built this and how you can replicate the entire system. I'm also going to give you the complete workflow and system prompts for free. The link's going to be in the description. So let's hop right into the demo and I'll show you exactly how it works. Give me a list of 50 restaurant owners in Orange County. Okay, so as you can see, the agent is running and just called the lead scraping tool. So we'll go ahead, head over to Appify to make sure that that's actually running. It is. And all we have to do is, it's already populated. That's actually insane. That took less than 20 seconds. So right here, we have all these different restaurant owners, 300 of them to be exact, all from Southern California. So what we can do now is use our research tool to do a deep dive on who these people actually are. So next we'll go over to our lead research loop, and I'm going to go ahead and trigger this manually to write research reports about the first 3 leads. So as you can see, it's executing the sub workflow, which is basically the brain behind the research tool. It uses Perplexity to do a deep dive on these leads, and it's going to populate them right back into our Google Spreadsheet. So give it a moment. And boom, we just got the first one. So we'll go ahead and read that while it's cooking up the other 2. So this one is about Scott Jacobson, a franchise owner within the Patrice and Associates recruiting network. So it seems like they do restaurant management recruiting. Cool. It gives us a little background about who this person is, motivations of Scott, as well as company overview, core services and business model, franchise network and size indicators, franchise business model, recent development, strategic direction, competitive landscape, also what they're doing well, pretty large company, 175 offices, as well as some pain points, cost of inaction, and opportunities for them. Then it goes through the pain point, evidence, estimated impact, and then basically a custom tailored AI solution, or how we can help implement AI into their business. It also gives us AI automation opportunities. So because they're a recruiting company, they go through a lot of different candidates. So it gives them an AI candidate matching engine, also AI recruiter engine, automated employer lead capture and nurture magnet, AI candidate talent pool builder, franchise intelligence dashboard, and gives them a overall business score. So this one, they ranked at the 68. Let's see if the next lead has come in, and it actually just came in as I was saying that. Cool. So Fortino. Scroll through. I'm going to go down to the bottom just to see what the potential business score is. Yeah. So cool, you get the gist of it. And I hope you guys understand and can identify how powerful this potential tool could be for any sort of AI automation agency, or honestly, any business at all. So it all starts with this tool called N8N. It allows you to build out custom workflows, such as the one that I just showed you, to make custom AI agents. A lot of people use Claude and ChatGPT, and they'll just type into their phone, but you're very limited with that. With N8N, honestly, the possibilities are endless, because you can connect all sorts of different website APIs to one another and be able to create completely custom tailored solutions. So without further ado, I'm going to show you guys my exact workflow. So it all starts with the lead agent. The lead agent runs off a Telegram trigger that dictates whether I sent a voice or text note. It then downloads the file and transcribes it through a OpenAI model. If I just type out a message to my agent, it will relay that message to my lead agent. My lead agent has this prompt: you are agentic, a lead generation assistant. You help Christians scrape and research leads. It then gives the agent the tool rules that it must use. So whenever we want to find leads, it needs to use the lead scraping tool. It also has a lead research tool. And then I gave it specific parameters. So never say I found leads, the tool ran, the leads were scraped, or anything implying lead results unless you are directly quoting data from the tool response. What that means, it needs to use the tool, throw out data, get the data back, and then respond to me. And having guidelines like this prevents the agent from doing what a lot of chat models do, which is agree with you and sometimes lie to your face just to make you feel better about yourself. It then goes into the conversation flow. Hey, my name is Agentic. How can I help you today? And then asks clarifying questions if the parameters that we throw at it do not match the schema that it needs to push forward to the lead scraping agent. Next is the lead scraping tool. This tool will be executed whenever the lead agent calls it. It then takes the data in form of JSON. So this is basically how these bots are able to talk to each other, and it formats it in a way that can connect with our lead scraper. So if we go right here, we'll see our fetch count is set to 300 leads. What's nice about this is that we can change that whenever we want. All we have to do is go to Appify. We'll go here, we'll click on Appify Actors. We'll go to this number of leads tool. We can change this to, let's say, 500. Then we go down, we'll save it. We'll go back to our workflow, back to the actor input, and we'll change that number to 500. And now whenever we run a query, it will go ahead and generate 500 leads instead of the 300 that we scraped. And then once it runs that, it extracts that info in a mapping that is compatible with my Google Sheets. So if you were to go to Google Sheets, you'll see that these are the columns at the top in order. So first you have first name, last name, mobile number, seniority, job title, company name, LinkedIn URL, website URL, email status, and research report. And then we have a column to match our leads on, which is basically a unique identifier. And I picked email address because everyone's going to have a different email address. From there, it takes those fields again in order and puts it into JavaScript. Next is the brain behind the research reporter. In our case, this is executed by two different workflows, automatically by the lead generator agent or manually by the lead research loop. We'll go with the automatic one first. Going back to this, it takes the lead inputs from the manual mapping. Next, it goes into an HTTP post request. I used my Open Router API. You can also just use Perplexity's node if you'd like. It looks a lot scarier than it actually is. It's really not that hard. So the most important part of this is this body JSON. So it's connected to Perplexity Sonar Pro. You are a business research analyst. Please provide detailed, factual company research. Include specific details about the company's services, size, market position, recent news, and competitive landscape. Always cite your sources. And then it has a role. Research the company, provide comprehensive overview, including what the company does in their main services/products, the company size, revenue indicators, and market position. Recent news or developments, their competitive advantages, any notable changes, issues in negative press, key competitors, and be specific as well as detailed. Once it does all this research, it will extract it into JSON. It combines first name, last name, email, all the LinkedIn URLs, all that stuff, as well as the company research and citations. Then it runs it through an AI analysis profile. This is what we saw in that research report. It will basically give us a detailed breakdown about who this person is, their LinkedIn experience, education, any posts that they have, as well as company research. Then it goes into a second analysis where it looks at reviews, positive and negative, online about the company. and decides whether or not they could be a good fit for our services as well as opportunities that we may be able to provide them. This one reads, you are a senior business analyst at Agentic Solution, an AI automation consultancy that helps businesses implement AI to generate more revenue and eliminate inefficiencies. Your analysis should emphasize what money they're leaving on the table, what AI could do for them full time, and how much not having AI is costing them. Write in clean HTML. So yeah, that's pretty much what you guys saw in the workflow. And then the third agent is the one that ranks them and gives them a business score. It looks at all of this data: company website, Google rating, review count, Trustpilot reviews that are positive, Trustpilot reviews that are negative, profile analysis, and review analysis. So those last two nodes, and then ranks them and gives them an overall score. Next, we go into similarities. So this is pretty good for if you're wanting to do cold email outreach or you're just wanting to connect with someone. Obviously, I think providing value up front is going to matter the most, and you should always lead with that. But if you're able to throw out, oh, I saw that you love golf, I'm a big golfer myself, then that might be a sticking point or a talking point that gets them a little bit more interested. So this agent goes and tries to find similarities between me and a lead that I would like to possibly get on a call. So yeah, it gives just the background, education, hobbies, and then creates that similarity section with bullet points. Then it takes everything plus that business score at the end and creates the HTML report. So yeah, just basically bunches everything all together in easy to understand language, prepares it for a Google Drive upload, and then runs another HTTP request and uploads that HTML as a Google document. Then it will share the Google document, get the Google document link, and then drop it in the Google Sheets link like we just saw. And at the very end, it takes everything that it gathered and throws it back at the main agent. Lastly, we have this lead research loop. So like I said earlier, whenever we run the main agent, I usually just keep a manual trigger on this, but I wanted to make a automatic trigger for this video just to show you guys how powerful this can be. So if you really wanted to, you could have this execute every time you scrape new leads, read the Google Sheet to figure out who it is, make sure that it has not yet researched these people, and then you can put this batch to 300 or 500 and go ahead and loop. Then it goes and prepares that data like we saw in the manual mapping, and then creates another loop that goes back to that last report that we just saw. If you wanted to create a system where you scrape, 10,000 leads at once, I think the limit on here is 100,000 leads. If you wanted to go ahead and scrape all those leads, you could do that all in one fell swoop. And then if you wanted to connect another agent to it, you could have it do mass outreach. So that's the full build. Now you have an elite lead research and lead generation tool available to you that will be able to generate you thousands of leads very, very cheap. I think that entire run cost me less than $1. So, got 300 leads, wrote the 3 research reports. If I were to write 300 research reports, it might cost me $2, $3, which is actually insane to think about. So many different types of business owners would love to have a system like this. And now you have all the tools and capability to build one yourself. With that being said, this is just one of many agents that I have and that you can create. I'm thinking my next video is going to be an AI orchestrator agent. I ended up making one where I gave it a phone number and it has access to 13 sub agents to basically do whatever I want it to. It can write emails, it can write scripts, it can upload videos, it can do anything I want. So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and leave a comment and I'll go ahead and break that down in the next video. Peace.